Hello agents, welcome back to the headquarters. My name is Brikiski, and today I'm going to talk about my thoughts on episode 1 of Dragon's Rising, The Merge Part 1. In this video, I will talk about something I noticed in this episode, something I enjoy, as well as something I think it can be improved in this episode. Then, in the end of this video, I will give a score out of 10 for this episode. A quick little disclaimer, this video will contain a lot of spoilers of the latest season, as well as my opinions on the episode, so please make sure to keep that in mind. As always, if you enjoy watching this video, please give me a thumbs up under this video, it will mean a lot to me. If you are one of the new recruits, please hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell below for following more videos and news coming up on this channel. And without further ado, let's get right into it. The episode kickstarts with the backstory of Eren, a victim from the merge, to explain how the merge happened and what did it cause. Unlike the premiere episodes of the past seasons, this episode starts with the dialogue of Eren to explain when did the merge happen and what did it cause. I'm actually kinda surprised to see something like this because the past NINJAGO seasons and series usually introduce themselves through the ninja and in a third-person perspective, but this is something new, as if Eren is something who is new to NINJAGO and has no idea what this is, exactly like some younger audience who are new to NINJAGO. I think this would be a solid way to introduce the world of NINJAGO to some new audience of the show. Anyway, during the merge, Eren saw the ninja and introduced them one by one. Something I like about this scene is the choice of soundtrack. If I hear correctly, I think that is the Temple of Light, the one that was played when Lord received the elemental powers of the ninja and transformed into the Golden Ninja in Rise of the Golden Ninja. The majestic of this soundtrack builds up the great entrance of the ninja, and which I think they have done a great job in making the entrance of the ninja after a long period of time. Anyway, Eren went on with what happened after the merge, that he got a masked Lord Mist during the merge and took it as a sign of hope, a hope that he can find his parents eventually. Then Eren mentioned with what happens to him now and what he is doing at the moment. And in this scene, we have finally seen Sora, another protagonist of the season. The two were in a junkyard searching for mechanical parts. Sadly, they were exposed and got cornered by some robots. Eren tried to do spinjitzu that he self-taught, but it didn't work. The robots ended up dancing because Sora rewired them. I quite like the humor here. I mean, it's fun and unexpected. Anyway, Eren and Sora then went to the crossroads, and they saw the Imperium afar, and Eren started to talk about how excited he is to visit the Imperium, while Sora expressed her concerns from the place she's from. I quite like this difference in the way they think. Why did Eren think the Imperium is a good place, and why did Sora did not think the same? I quite like this little foreshadowing to what is going to happen next. Anyway, inside the penthouse Eren and Sora live, Eren took out his pie from the oven and Sora exclaimed for her latest invention. I quite like how the writers tried to shape the personalities and specialties of these two new characters. I think this is one of the major problems of the ninja in the last era of NINJAGO, that is lack of specialties. In the first era of NINJAGO, every ninja got their own thing, their own interests. Lloyd got comic books, Cole's is food, Jace is video games, something that makes them a person, a character. But for some reasons, this has not been shown in the second era of NINJAGO. Every ninja in that era except for Nia loves to play video games, that is all we know. So it is kinda blonde of the characters at that time. Good thing is, something like this is back to this era of NINJAGO. I like how the writers try to get both Sora and Eren an interest to stick with, to get the audience something to know more about these two characters, and of course to relate. Anyway, then we have a short glimpse of Repton updating the status of capture to Ross. From here, we know something was being exploited, and of course it means Ryu and the dragons were being exploited. And this set up the main theme or the main story of the season, mission that is to rescue the dragons from the wrath of Imperium. Anyway, on the streets of Crossroads, Sora and Eren participated the Mech Master 5000 with the mech Sora builds. In the past of Ninjago, we have seen a lot of species from different nations and realms, Serpentines, Merlopians, Mons, and Geckos, and yet Mr. Frohiki, the organizer of the Mech Master 5000, comes from a species we have known nothing about. Although there will be too much if this season discovers something about this species, I hope we get to know more about who they are and where did it come from in the future. Anyway, the two try to pay their entrance fee with a pie Eren baked. I quite like the movement of Eren in this scene. For some reasons, I think the movement of characters in this episode and hopefully the season is getting smoother and better, and I'm so happy to see some improvement like this even after Crystallized. I mean, Wildbrain didn't stop improving the quality after Crystallized, the end of the last era of Ninjago. Instead, they just do better in this era, and I'm impressed by this attitude. Anyway, at the starting line of the race, Eren and Sora met another mech racer called Creel, alongside with some members of the Richie Rats. I'm actually kind of surprised to see them appear in the show without mentioning Prime Empire, because they are virtual characters from a video game and Ninjago isn't in real life world canonly. So how did the Richie Rats get out of Prime Empire after the gates the ninja opened in Prime Empire this season? I think that creates a small plot hole of these characters, and I hope this can be resolved in the later episodes of the season or episodes in the future seasons. Anyway, the mech race started, and honestly, I love it. The intensity, the animation, the lighting, and the soundtracks. They work so good together in this scene, and in the end of the race, Ryu popped out of the ground and right into Eren's and Sora's face. Knowing what is the Imperium and what is happening to Ryu, Eren and Sora go and rescue Ryu. However, their mech got dismantled on the way to escape. In this scene, we see the first time of Sora using her power to fix her mech, and instead of using the powers directly like what we have seen the Elemental Masters had done in the past, Sora gained her power from Ryu like a power booster. I think this is a very interesting scene to watch. A lot of questions popped up in my brain the second I watched it. This scene confirms several rules of being Elemental Masters. First, they gain their powers from dragons or the last Elemental Masters. Second, dragons can take away their elemental powers if they want. And third, technology is actually one of the elements among the Elemental Masters. Rules like this changes what we now know about the Elemental Masters, like how they receive their elemental powers or how and when to use them. Anyway, seeing someone trying to rescue Ryu, Ross came to support the cause of Imperium. I really like the lines Ross said, as well as the voice acting of him, to show how cruel and vicious he is. Seeing another merge is happening, Ross ordered the cause of Imperium to bring Ryu, Eren, and Sora back to the Imperium. On the way to Imperium, Eren and Sora started to question about the Imperium and how the Sora can alter the mech in mid-air. Eren then talked about how this new elemental power Sora gained can bring him a new hope in finding his parent, but Sora shared her concerns of the elemental power she gained. I quite like the contrast between Eren and Sora. The way Eren thinks is idealistic, while Sora thinks is realistic, and this just makes a huge contrast and also sparks in between them and their interactions, which solidify their own personalities and characteristics. I'm actually kinda surprised the new writers of Ninjago can do that in the debut episodes of the season. Anyway, Lloyd showed up in the end of the episode and tried to rescue Eren and Sora. I really like the entrance of Lloyd in this season. It is so good to see some of our beloved ninja are back into the show. And overall speaking, this episode shows the improvement in several aspects after the mixed performance of Crystallized, including soundtracks, scenery, lighting, animation, flow, as well as the writings of lines and descriptions of characters. This episode also answers a lot of questions we have in mind over the past few years, and it has dug a lot more questions regarding the merge. As the first episode that the show going back to the 20-second format and the first episode of the show being Netflix exclusive, this episode exceeded my expectation as the first episode of the season. Out of 10, I'm definitely giving this episode a 10. And that's pretty much all the thoughts I have in mind for this episode. What do you think? Do you enjoy watching this episode? Comment down below. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or problems to make, you can contact me with email, Twitter, Instagram, or simply comment down below. And see you later, alligator.